Hi, it's Ann. Uh, Gosh, it's been at least 4 or 5 days since we've recorded, uh, posted a video. I apologize about that. We've been pretty busy, and the last time I talked to you guys, I had my cosplay wig on. We were outside, kind of showing the backyard, the gazebo, and everything. And a lot has happened since then. Uh, Jack, my husband, he went in to get his procedure done. So far, everything looks really great. So I want to thank you guys for your prayers. And then my daughter and I, we're all doing great. Today we got a little bit busy, and we went to a few places, and we went to church today, which was really great. The weather's been a little bit, it's been rainy, really for the last 4 or 5 days. So we won't be doing any outside deals. But supposedly, hopefully by next week, the weather will get better, and it'll look a lot nicer. And but I've been watching some pretty good YouTube videos, and I found a nice couple on there. And the thing I've been noticing is they've been talking about like the tiny house. There's been a lot of videos on the tiny house, or getting ready in case something happens, you know um, financially. People get I've learned more about people who are prepping and stuff like this. So uh, it's had my mind thinking and rolling. And I know you say, "Hey, Ann really does think," and she's just thinking here. But it does make you wonder and think, like, you know how things. I like to believe everything's going good, everything's going great. Uh, but it does make you wonder, and I really do admire how people manage to, they how they how do you say, they manage to make their own little tiny houses and everything. I think it's just like really really neat. They pretty much start from scratch, and a lot of these people don't have I mean, I might be wrong, but I think a lot of these people don't have any carpentry skills or anything, but they put these really pretty houses together, and some people buy them and stuff. And I just think it's just really really neat, because in many ways, um, when you get down to thinking about it, if you like the average American, uh, especially in the past, when in my younger days, you go to the store, you pick up a little something here and there. Even if you go to like a dollar type store, I'll pick up this or pick up that. And then when you see people living in tiny houses, and they they know how to organize everything really great. They don't stock up on things they don't really need, and they they pretty much everything. It's like they have everything they need and just what they need, and they keep some things that give them joy, um, and the fact that they can hook their tiny houses up to a truck, and they can, you know, go around the U.S. and go see different places in America. It sounds really interesting. I mean, it sounds pretty exciting. It does. It sounds very interesting, and because a lot of times in the past, I would look at YouTube videos where, people, would, they go visit different places in the world, and I've always been fascinated by it, because if our situation was a little bit different, I would love to, you know, gosh, I could spend a year, maybe 2 years, just, I would love to visit like every country in the world, and just see like every different country, and just check out those little places. It doesn't have to be like the mainline places, but just kind of like those little, side roads, little dirt roads, and just kind of, and just see the beauty of the people, and the beauty of the culture, the land, everything. It just sounds really, really exciting. And so for those people who do that, I'm really happy for them. I'm just it gets me excited. Plus, too, I can always see their videos and stuff, and I can kind of enjoy it with them when they come back, and I get a chance to see their journey or their trip, and it's pretty exciting. And so, but other than that, we've been just kind of doing our daily thing. Unfortunately, yeah, like I said, we've had like a certain amount of rain and some wind, so our gazebo kind of went collapse. It's like, so when the weather gets better, um, you know, uh, we're gonna try to put the gazebo back up. I don't want to show you a picture of it, 'cause, yeah, it, it looks like a meteor fell on top of it. But just we're going to try to get fixed when the weather gets better, and then we'll try to enjoy, being outside again. And but we're keeping a pretty good attitude. This week we're going to be running a little bit, having to do things. Jack, he's got to get his teeth worked on this weekend, and so we'll be doing things here and there. And one thing, I hope it's okay for me to mention this, but today, after Rose and I went to church, we stopped over at Sonic's, and I was going to mention that today their corn dogs are like 50 cents. And I think the normal price is like $1.49. I could be wrong, but for 50 cents a corn dog, you can't beat it. And it's really great on our budget. So we get a deal like that, we are some corn dog loving people. Just really love it. And naturally, my daughter, she's been telling me some news on her side, and she found a new site that sounds pretty interesting, and she was telling me about it. So it's kind of it's a site where you can do, some talking, which, as you can tell from my previous videos or even this one, I love to talk. So, down the road, I might look into it. She mentioned that they have like different subjects and things like that you can talk about. And I thought, well, it's something I might consider. And you have to excuse me, my eyeballs are going all over the place. Is because what it is we have a small tablet, and really the last video, my daughter, she went ahead and filmed me outside, and this time I'm sitting at the table, and I'm using the tablet, but I'm not used to like looking into the tablet, where you what I'm saying. Because on the previous videos that we did, my daughter set up a really nice, she's got a nice little tripod deal, and we were using, it was an older webcam, I can't talk today, an older webcam, and so it just, I was used to kind of looking up, look at the webcam, and it worked great. I mean, it works really, really great. But what I'm trying to do is, my daughter has helped me out so much. Rose has helped me out so much. I'm trying to be a little bit more independent, where I don't have to like, Rose, can you help me? Rose, can you help me? Rose, can you? I'm just trying to do it where I can do it off our little Samsung tablet that we got like 3-4 years ago, and then I still need her help to upload. What can I say about my side, but I'm just trying to give her a break, because she's been like, I had one video where I think it's almost like over an hour and 20 minutes, and she's just been really patient, trying to, make mom look good and sound good and everything. But I want to see if I can try to do this on our own, and then I don't have to ask her, because she's got her own life. She's got things that she's got to do or she wants to do, and so and plus two, if I can get pretty good at this, and like naturally, I want to go ahead and learn how to do this on my own, like the filming part, and then if she can help me upload, I still need her help there. Then it would be really great, and plus two, like sometimes if everyone's still sleeping, I can kind of go ahead and catch certain things, even here, like catch, our cats or whatever, and things like that. And so I'm pretty excited about it. And I noticed even, the camera seems a bit different on here too. So I'm thinking it's a lot more clear than the old webcam that we have. I'm not sure exactly how old that webcam is, but I know it's pretty dated, and so hopefully this one will look okay. If not, we'll look at other avenues. I just, how do you say, we're trying to do this on a budget, on the cheap, and not to sound like a cheapskate, that's exactly what I'm sounding like, but just trying to, figure out a way to have a good time, talk about different things, and, be able to, like I said, have good memories and stuff. So this is going to be kind of a short video, and it really is really a miracle for me. And but I just wanted to let you know we're still here, and we're going to check out, see how this looks first before we try to upload this. And but if it works out pretty good, we should be able to tape this way. Also, too, like I mentioned in the last video, we're waiting for the weather to get better too, and we still like to, videotape our one street town, which is really, really neat. Like I said, they have some beautiful Victorian homes, and like I mentioned, it looks like something out of Norman Rockwell, and we'd love to do that. And plus, too, just kind of show the area where we live a little bit. It's North Carolina is a beautiful state. A lot of beautiful green trees, and they got some beautiful beaches. It's just beautiful mountains. I mean, it's just a really beautiful state here. People are real friendly, and so I love being out here. The cost of living is great. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's I think it's kind of, I like to say North Carolina is kind of one of those best kept secrets. People don't know about. The weather is pretty good. You get the 4 seasons, but it's nothing in the extremes. Sure, sometimes you have to think about, we get hit by hurricanes, but in the last 10 years that I can think of, we haven't had anything like super major except last year with Hurricane Matthews. It affected a lot of people. There was a lot of flooding, and a lot of people were affected. And I'm certainly praying for our brothers and sisters there. They were affected very, very deeply. And right now, I know there's a hurricane right now in the Gulf. So I'm definitely, I certainly like to see us pray for our brothers and sisters in Louisiana. And even that hurricane might affect our weather even this weekend. So we're praying that everybody's safe. And I heard that there was a young boy that passed away, but we certainly pray for him and his family both. I know he's definitely in heaven, but we're praying for his family, and it just it's that's the thing about when you see people get into car wrecks, or or you have earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, war, things like that. We definitely, this is definitely a time to pray harder for not just our families and our friends, but for everybody. I really mean it when I really want the best for everybody. And but yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with us right now. We've been doing just little things every day. The weather's been a bit cooler this week, so it's been pretty good. And my daughter's car was in the shop this week, but I'm extremely thankful. We have a great mechanic, and he only charged us $35. It was, I thought it was going to be way, way more. I was sitting there like, oh, I was like praying that, the price would stay down. And so we're very, very thankful. And but I want to say hello to you guys, and hopefully um, using our tablet. Now this tablet is I keep thinking we bought it in 2014, maybe 2015. Um, but it's a good tablet. I've been enjoying it. And one thing, later on I'm going to show you, I don't have a smartphone. I mentioned that in one of my videos. But I'm going to show you my old cell phone that I have. And I was talking with my daughter, at the church today. And I says, I wonder if the phone that I have, it might be like 10 years old maybe. And I mentioned that I was going to use it until it just busts, until it breaks down. So I'm going to take a look at it, and but it still works good. Plug it in. I don't use a cell phone much. I use it, here's the weird thing. When I use a cell phone, I use a cell phone to call out. So if we need like 911, there's an emergency, or we need to get our car towed or something like that, or once in a while, if we're out somewhere, might call for a pizza to go pick up something. But other than that, I really don't use our cell phone. I mean, I use it for emergencies only, and so I don't keep the cell phone turned on. It's usually turned off. Now my husband, he uses his all the time. His is the main one. Later on down the road, my daughter was talking to me about options in case this one breaks apart, where we could find like, an inexpensive option, because I don't really use the phone as much as, most people do. Most people use their phone a lot. I tend to, if we don't use a computer, then, I use a tiny tablet here, and which we're very, very thankful for. So, but yeah, we're trying to find ways, like I said, to always find ways to cut corners, but also too, realistically, I tend to jibber jabber, usually on the home phone. The home phone's the big one for me. I think I'm just so used to using the home phone, and I know it's kind of funny. But one thing before I get off here, it's they're starting to do a lot of retro stuff, and it's really neat because they're doing stuff from the 50s and 60s and 70s, and it's really neat. You go to the mall and you go into certain shops and they got all these retro deals, and my daughter found this one online site, and it had like one of those retro. It's like one of those black telephones that I grew up with in the 60s. Growing up, we only had the one telephone, and then later on, we actually, come to think about it, we always had just one telephone until I was like a teenager. Then I wanted a telephone in my room. But I remember in the 60s, I was young then. I was a little kid, and we had this heavy black telephone. It was a rotary deal. And on this one site, she found they sell a lot of great stuff for like a really good price. It's almost like dollar store prices, but you can get some really nice things. And she found this kind of a retro telephone, and what's really neat about it is the part where you have you stick the the mouthpiece. It has like a wire, so it can kind of like, it can stand up and you can bend it, and what it is, they made it look like the old black telephone with the little rotary dial, but it's actually like an LED lamp which you can use, so it's multi-purpose. And I think we only paid something like $7 or $8 for it. I mean, it was a really, really good deal. So I tend to like a lot of retro stuff myself. In fact, I've always, like a lot of stuff I like too is like stuff from the Victorian times, the turn of the century. I love, stuff like that. I used to watch the Waltons. I know that kind of took place in the 1930s, and they show kind of like, those kind of old phones, you have to kind of crank them up and everything. Love stuff like that. I know a lot of people are really getting into that, and they're bringing out the turntables, kind of like they're bringing out the I call them like kind of like the portable ones. They have the regular turntables too, but they also have like those portable phonographs that they used to have, and so it's really neat because once the CDs came in and the records went out for a while, I thought, well, that was it, you know. But all of a sudden, the resurgence of, a lot of the top singers right now in the top 40. I mean, they're putting out records, and then you can always buy old records sometimes, like at the thrift stores, Salvation Army, stuff like that. They still sell. So it's really neat. It's really neat to see that kind of resurgence. And I see a lot of the fashions are kind of coming back too. It's kind of neat. I see some 60s influence, and some 70s. So it's really neat. It's kind of nice when you can have a combination. I think what makes it so neat in this time frame right now is like when you can get on YouTube or a lot of places, and they show a whole conglomeration where you can listen to this music here or see this type of thing, but at the same time, you have the newest stuff too. And I do appreciate like listening to some of the new artists as well, and so I won't name names, but there's some really talented groups and individuals out there too, or singing or acting. They're doing some great stuff. So anyway, it's just nice to see this. But anyway, I'm gonna make a long story short here, because I'll sit here and do an hour video, and I don't want to drive everybody crazy. I want to see how this turns out. If this turns out, if this video turns out well enough, then we'll try to get it uploaded. If not, if my eyeballs keep going swinging around too much, then I'm gonna have to kind of learn how to work with this first a little bit. And but anyway, God bless you. God bless you guys, and I pray you guys all have a blessed day, a safe day, and we love you.